Honestly, the first time I heard it, I thought she said she burns fat and uses the ashes to create a perfect smoky eye. And I was like, ooh, that was a weird body shamey sounding joke. But I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I actually Googled it and found out the truth.
Yeah, fact checking. What a concept.
Dang it.
Ayo, it's the 9 to 5 Misfits back again to help you build your brand and kick ass in your career, you beautiful unicorns. So if you hung out around the internet last week, you probably heard about Michelle Wolf and that entire uproar about her stand-up routine at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Now, we're not political commentators by any means, but we wanted to talk about this because there are a few lessons you can take away even if you're at the workplace.
Lesson number 1, branding. Now, people mostly get in trouble when their behavior is inconsistent with their brand. But in Michelle Wolf's case, it was a completely different story because she was hired because of her ability to speak truth to power. And when she did exactly that, the White House Correspondents Associations got their knickers in a bunch.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
And good on Michelle Wolf for sticking to her guns.
I mean, it's common sense. Whether you're going on a date or hiring somebody, the first thing you do is Google that person.
Yes.
I know you stalkers been doing that for a while. A quick Google search would have told these guys what they were getting to when they hired Michelle Wolf.
Yeah.
And so it's really bad on their part if they're all kinds of disappointed about what she dished out. She even said in her monologue that they should have done a little bit more research on her.
I'm not a handyman, although that was my nickname one summer on Fire Island.
Okay, so Michelle Wolf is obviously awesome and it's only a matter of time before women run the world. But lesson number 2, do your homework. If you're an employer, make sure to thoroughly vet and research a candidate to make sure that they line up with either your or your company's values. As sad as it is, there is enough and more information available about all of us on the net these days.
So lesson number 3, double standards suck. Okay, so there was a second issue here, which I found incredibly infuriating and fascinating actually. It's this crazy double standards that exist for women. One of the main reasons everybody got all kinds of hot and bothered over Michelle Wolf's jokes was because she took aim at Sarah Sanders, right? People were like, oh, Sarah Sanders took it so gracefully, she at least came now and she was just sitting there and she attended this party and Michelle Wolf was being so mean to her now.
Aww. Okay, so that was a bunch of BS. I mean, what was the big fuss about anyway? That she said she was like Aunt Lydia from The Handmaid's Tale? Or the line about burning facts and using the ashes to create a perfect smoky eye? That was not about her appearance. She was making references to the fact that Sarah Huckabee Sanders goes out on a daily basis and lies to the public and the press. And the funny thing is, Michelle Wolf did take jabs at people's appearance like Mitch McConnell and Chris Christie. Nobody talked about that because they're men.
Alright, is everybody sitting down for this? Let's get this straight. In the case of Michelle Wolf, women are also allowed to be #savage as men are. So when Donald Trump is misogynistic and calls women fat, ugly pigs, he's just not politically correct, yar. And in the case of Sarah Sanders, we don't have to treat her with kid gloves and hold her to some different standard because she's a woman. Guess what? Women can also be unethical or bad at their jobs or even garbage human beings, right? And we're allowed to call them out for it.
So, moral of the story, you don't have to like Michelle Wolf or think her jokes are funny, but you can't fault her for being consistent with her brand and doing exactly what she was hired to do. Also, double standards need to die a fiery death. I believe it was the famous French philosopher Beyoncé who once said, "Who won the world?